So fairly recently, I was stopping by my local Walmart when I saw one of the Five Nights at Freddy's action figures hanging up on the shelves. I thought it was pretty funny that something like Tie-Dye Freddy or Tie-Dye Springtrap was quality enough for it to be its own product. And it made me think, specifically about times where the Five Nights at Freddy's games had used the same model for characters from one game to another. So I made a list of every single recolor in each Five Nights at Freddy's game. Also, to note, I won't be talking about FNAF AR and the skins that game entails, cause I kinda wanna use those guys for maybe another video. So yeah, I guess Golden Freddy is the first actual recolor, official or not. If you didn't already know, every render of Golden Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is actually just a photoshopped version of Freddy, not being a separate model or anything. Scott had actually edited the render in post to make it look golden or yellow. Specifically, he used the hue/saturation tool and cranked it up to 25 to achieve this look. For example, if I get a normal photo of Freddy in Photoshop and change the values a little bit, I'll get a similar result. I will say this yellow aura of the character definitely makes him feel more ghostly or otherworldly, which was absolutely achieved in the first game. Such a menacing presence and a character that would live on in the rest of the series. Like I said, he would live on. The withered version of Golden Freddy appears in a similar way to his Five Nights at Freddy's 1 appearance, having to quickly open your cameras or wear the Freddy mask to make him disappear. And don't forget to check the hallway from time to time. Golden Freddy looks almost exactly like Withered Freddy, although he appears to have more visible wiring on his shoulders and on his head. His left ear is missing. Now, probably the second most famous recolor in the series, Shadow Freddy. From just being a small rare Easter egg to now an unsolved anomaly, Shadow Freddy is identical to Golden Freddy's design in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, at least from what we can see. Interestingly, appearing where Withered Bonnie would sit in the parts and service room. Shadow Bonnie also makes a brief appearance in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, or should I say RWQ FSF ASXC, and rewards you with the same fate for lingering on them for too long. From the only appearance we get, RWQ is simply a silhouetted version of Toy Bonnie, with bright pupils and teeth. Seems like they've got a good dentist. RWQ has appeared in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, FNAF World, Ultimate Custom Night, and Five Nights at Freddy's AR as a seemingly important character, at least compared to Shadow Freddy. They are even playable in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and a very strong character in FNAF World. FNAF AR also seems to attribute RWQ with the idea of remnant with the collectibles seen in the game. JJ is another recolored animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Didn't realize there were so many in this one game. Just as the rest is another blink and you miss it Easter egg. However, she won't crash your game. Other than appearing in some other entries, her importance to the franchise is not very apparent, which is okay. Not every character has to hold some importance to the story of FNAF, but I could always be wrong. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 introduces us to hallucinations of animatronics that we've met before in the series. This includes Phantom Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Puppet, Mangle, and Balloon Boy. These are all mostly recolors of their Five Nights at Freddy's 2 versions of these characters. Chica seems to be the only outlier to this rule, as she's the only one appearing in her Five Nights at Freddy's 1 style. Now I want to talk about Phantom Freddy a bit, because his design is the same model that Golden Freddy uses in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, with the missing ear and all. Another detail that I seem to see a lot with Phantom Freddy is his missing leg. While this is seen in official merch and kind of in-game, in FNAF World this design element is completely absent. Now, while I find the use of Golden Freddy's model very interesting, I'd assume that Scott wanted to probably use this to show like another level of decay with these characters. Kinda like how Foxy looks with his missing hook. And yeah, other than the greasy looks these guys got, most of the character models are the same. Oops, it seems we forgot one. So at first, I thought this animatronic was actually Golden Freddy as a phantom, but the wiki seems to imply this is a phantom Shadow Freddy of sorts. Nightmare's appearance is practically identical to that of Nightmare Fredbear's appearance, with the only drastic differences being that their color is changed to black and the bow tie and top hat are changed from purple to yellow. Nightmare is also slightly translucent and you're able to see the animatronic endoskeleton inside of him. Nightmare is a more aggressive version of Nightmare Fredbear in Five Nights at Freddy's 4's Night 7 and Night 8. He takes over the same tasks that were given to Nightmare Fredbear beforehand, appearing at 4 AM as well. Jacko Chica is Nightmare Chica's Halloween-themed counterpart, being lit up like a jack-o'-lantern. She acts the same as Nightmare Chica does in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, constantly bugging the player in the right hallway. Another important note is her cupcake being replaced by a jack-o'-lantern. This jack-o'-lantern is also seen when playing Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, or 3 on Halloween as a cute little Easter egg. Just like Jacko Chica, Jacko Bonnie is Nightmare Bonnie's Halloween-themed counterpart. Just like Nightmare Bonnie, he resides in the left hallway and acts just like he does in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. One thing to note was this character being the one to announce the upcoming Halloween DLC in a teaser released on scottgames.com. Obviously, this isn't an actual recolor, but I wanted to point out that Nightmare Mangle's head is literally Nightmare Foxy's head. Thought it was pretty funny when I noticed it. Now, sit tight with me on this one, cause FNAF World is kind of a doozy. Tangle is a recolor of Mangle, Lolbit is a recolor of Funtime Foxy, Dee Dee is a recolor of JJ, Red Bear is a color of Shadow / Phantom Freddy, White Rabbit is a recolor of Toy Bonnie or RWQ, and the other animatronics that I mentioned beforehand in this video, the one that appeared in FNAF World, are also recolors of their respective animatronics. Yendo is another animatronic that might not count on this list, but he is just a recolor of Funtime Freddy's endoskeleton with yellow eyes, coming from his name, Yellow Endo. He can also be seen as an Easter egg in Funtime Auditorium on nights 3 or 5, but cannot jump scare the player, only appearing in the flash of your beacon. He also appears in the custom night with a pretty strange mechanic. Acting almost like Golden Freddy, you need to flip your camera to make Yendo go away. Leaving him will quickly drain your oxygen, leading to a jump scare. I think Scott just wanted to add Yendo because he couldn't go one game without some sort of Golden Freddy variant in it. Lolbit is such an interesting character. First appearing in FNAF World, Lolbit has a small Easter egg that could appear in the main control module, replacing the Ennard mask. In the custom night, Lolbit needs to be dealt with by spelling LOL on your keyboard. They share the same model as Funtime Foxy, but without any eyebrows. They're also painted with an orange and purple tint, and missing their eyeballs, replaced with the classic white pupils the series is basically known for at this point. Bonnet is the pink version of Bonbon, available in Sister Location's Custom Night DLC. In addition to having a similar appearance to Bonbon, Bonnet has lighter accents from her muzzle, paws, stomach, and insides of her ears. Her eyes are also green instead of purple like Bonbon's. Electrobab is a retextured variant of Bidybab with flashing eyes and has a darker tone applied. Electrobab can be seen on certain camera positions and will continuously drain your power if not administered a controlled shock in time. Honestly, probably one of the most forgettable animatronics in the series. Dark Springtrap is the figure seen in the 1020 mode cutscene at the end of Sister Location's Custom Night. Scott supposedly proposed the idea to Funko for an officially licensed figure of this version of Springtrap, rising from the ruins of Fazbear's Fright. While it's hard to make out the specific details on the model itself, the figure seems to suggest that it's a charred version of Springtrap with glowing white eyes. Literally designed to be a recolor, Lefty is one of the main antagonists in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. For the low price of $5, Lefty can be purchased and set on stage, with no repercussions, I think. Being the only animatronic that can be both purchased and salvaged, Lefty is very interesting, or should I say, LEFTE. This acronym means lure, encapsulate, fuse, transport, and extract, and reveals the true intentions of this animatronic, as a vessel designed solely to contain the puppet. Lefty's general appearance is almost identical in appearance to Rockstar Freddy, the only differences being the color scheme, the missing eye, and a larger nose. Being a black bear, sporting a red top hat, bow tie, eyelids, cheeks, and knee guards, and holding a yellow microphone in their left hand, hence being named Lefty. Both Juice Fountain Clowns, named Lemonade Clown and Fruit Punch Clown, are the two drink fountain animatronics in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. They both share the same model with slight alterations to their colors. The Fruit Punch Clown having a color scheme of pink and red, and the Lemonade Clown using yellows and oranges for their respective drinks. Although, something's fishy about the Fruit Punch Clown. I don't think I would let any kids near him. To activate Fredbear in Ultimate Custom Night, the player has to set Golden Freddy to 1. Collect 10 Faz coins, then buy the Death coin, and when you see a purple hat and gray microphone on the table, wait until Golden Freddy appears. Once they appear, the Death coin will be highlighted in yellow. Click on it and you'll get a jump scare from Fredbear. Fredbear shares a strong resemblance to Golden Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, outside the obvious purple bow tie and hat. His general head shape and eyebrows also have small differences from the models used in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 as well. Shadow Dee Dee, or XOR as she's called in Ultimate Custom Night, is a shadow version of Dee Dee. She will always appear when attempting the 50-20 challenge of Ultimate Custom Night and will send every animatronic not already listed in the 50-20 roster to attack the player. Unlike FNAF 3, FNAF VR's virtual recreation of the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 changes the designs of both Phantom Freddy and Foxy to suit their FNAF 1 designs. This was probably the case due to the withered animatronics not being designed in the first place when the game was released. Five Nights at Freddy's 2's game mode and Five Nights at Freddy's VR used Foxy from FNAF 1 to fill in withered Foxy's role, but nonetheless, these do exist, I guess. The plush babies from the Plush Baby minigame come in 3 different variants, and variants of those variants. In either a Circus Baby or Scrap Baby design, the plushies come in red, blue, or yellow. The red plush babies present a design that is synonymous with Circus Baby and Scrap Baby, while the blue and yellow ones have distinct differences. The blue plush baby has a scar on her right lower chest, and the yellow plush baby has a missing eye. The Scrap Baby variants of these two reflect these changes in a more drastic way. The Nightmarion staff bots reside in the underground and are the only staff bots that will jump scare and end the player's run. They bear the same model appearance to the staff bots seen in the base game as Security Breach, in addition to a rustic texture, glowing white pupils, and a creepy smile drawn on their blank faces. They look awfully similar to that of Nightmarion from FNAF 4's Halloween DLC. To add to this, the staff bots also have "In Your Dreams" written on their chests. And yeah, that should be every recolored animatronic in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Unless you want to count the dirty versions of the Glamrock animatronics from Security Breach, but I won't count those as separate characters, because they're not. Now, while I did try to fact check myself numerous times, it's very possible I could have missed 1 or 2. So if I did, informing me in the comments would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.